Hi, I'm Nancy Bell from Oshkosh Public Library, and this is Book Buzz, where I'll talk about one book that's recently been getting a lot of buzz on bestsellers lists, review sites, or social media. I'll break it down into definable elements, and then I'll suggest 3 Readalikes that have similar themes, writing styles, characters, and overall general vibes. This month, we're talking about British novelist Jojo Moyes, who is known for writing character-driven fiction featuring women on the path to self-discovery. We're talking journeys with family issues, forgotten pasts, and often it includes romantic notes and parallel narratives. This is absolutely true in her newest book, Someone Else's Shoes, which just came out in February this year. We alternate between our 2 leading ladies who accidentally switch gym bags and literally end up walking in one another's shoes. We have Sam Kemp, who is the culprit who originally takes the wrong bag. She has a jerk of a boss, pushy parents, and her husband has untreated depression. She's already struggling with the weight of the world on her shoulders, and she's rushing to an important meeting when she opens her bag, and instead of finding her trusty, sensible shoes, there's a pair of strappy Christian Louboutin heels. And ultimately, they end up making her feel powerful and confident, and also not as willing to give them up. Leaving Nisha Cantor, who has been cut off from her now ex-husband, who has also shut her out of their penthouse, canceled her credit cards, and won't return her phone calls without even her shoes. So we mostly follow these two ladies independently, and then we wait impatiently for them to finally meet and form a life-changing friendship. So let's go ahead and dive into these elements. So first and foremost, it is a relationship fiction. We are focusing more on the friendships of these 2 women, the other people in their lives. It's not necessarily a romance fiction novel. We're really kind of going to be looking for something with like a female friendship theme. This book is actually pretty fast-paced. We were rushing from one moment to the next with lots of action happening, as opposed to something that's more internally motivated. Like, we're not looking so much at the characters and what is motivating them, but more how they're reacting. It's really heartwarming. We really want these ladies to have happy lives, and we feel for them when they do or they don't. It's really engaging, and also has a witty tone. It's engaging because we're really rooting for these 2 women, and we're rooting for their character growth. The phrasing in here and like the side characters that we have also have wonderful relationships and are great tie-ins. And we're really looking for that swapping places theme, where 2 characters, ultimately just swap lives either for like a day or a journey or something like that. So let's go ahead and get into our Readalikes. So our first Readalike today is The Switch by Beth O'Leary. This is a great Readalike for Someone Else's Shoes, which by its title you can probably already tell that we have a swapping places story. And it's one where women upend everything they thought they knew for a new adventure. So after a panic attack in a big meeting, Lena Cotton is informed by her boss that she is taking a 2-month sabbatical. A break that she doesn't want to take, because then she'd have the time to confront both her grief for her sister's death and her relationship with her mother after that tragedy. So in her moment of need, she turns to her favorite family member, her 79-year-old grandmother Eileen, who, as it happens, is also going through relationship turmoil. Her husband recently left her for a younger dance instructor. So Eileen is looking for a second chance of love, but doesn't really have that much hope in a village of 168. And Lena is looking for a place to recuperate, but also keep her busy enough to distract her from her real problems. And bang, we've got a perfect let's switch lives situation. So while The Switch is more slow-paced than Someone Else's Shoes, it's more focused on developing characters and enjoying the charming English countryside. We do have a lot of overlapping elements. So this again is relationship fiction. It does have a little bit more romance, but the central relationships in here are not of a romantic nature. It's really heartwarming. You really want Lena to do well and address, the things that are in her life. And all those problems, as well as really taking on her grief. And Eileen, you're really rooting for her to find her second chance at love, as well as just, rooting for her and living in the big city while her granddaughter lives out in the countryside. It's really engaging and witty. They're pulling your heartstrings the whole time. You really care about these characters. The banter between Lena and her older neighbors in her grandmother's town is fantastic, as well as Eileen and her new younger neighbors, who she may or may not try to set up on some very good meet cutes. And as I said, we have a very good connection with an identical swapping places story. So for those reasons, I think this would be a great read-alike. Next up, we have The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. In this one, we have a full-on twin swap. Charlie Godwin lost her sense of taste and smell after an accident, and as a co-host of a baking show, this is a big problem, especially with the show's Christmas show looming just on the horizon. Luckily, her twin Cass is also an accomplished baker, just at something more traditional and on a slightly smaller scale, as she works at a small-town family bakery a few hours away from Los Angeles. And Cass herself is having trouble dealing with an ex who just won't accept that they're really, really broken up. Then enter in The Switch of Lives, where one twin swaps with the other, as well as a little bit of romance for each twin. So obviously we have the swapping places theme with two twins just fully switching lives for the days leading up to Christmas. This one is romantic fiction. It's a holiday romance. The main themes in here are the two of them falling in love with either a neighbor or someone who rescues them from an accident. It's really heartwarming. We're caring about these characters and their well-being. It also just fills us with that Christmas joy. It's a beautiful holiday romance. And it's really engaging, and the banter between the two twins and their relationship is fantastic. So while The Holiday Swap is very much a holiday romance as compared to Someone Else's Shoes, both of these novels are upbeat and charming, and they really explore how women reevaluate their lives, temporarily being someone else, which makes them solid read-alikes. And for our last read-alike, we have I Almost Forgot About You by Terry McMillan. When 54-year-old Dr. Georgia Young finds out that her college crush died unexpectedly, she realizes that she's been feeling stuck and restless for a long time and she needs a change right now. So she comes up with a brilliant plan to find all the men she has ever loved in her life and tell them exactly what they meant to her. This plan immediately spirals with her quitting her job, selling her house, and traveling Canada by train. So while there isn't any exact life switching with another person at least, Georgia does trade in her life for a dream and a plan for something new, even if she doesn't exactly know what it is yet. And so I think that really puts this book close enough to the swapping places theme. And again, this is absolutely a relationship fiction. We're talking about Georgia kind of going back and reevaluating her past romantic relationships, which are now at this time platonic. She has adult children with another man at this point in her life. And so she's really building up those friendships again, reconnecting with people. It's really heartwarming as she does so. You really cheer for Georgia, even though this seems kind of like a cockamamie plan and it kind of goes south really fast, at least according to her grown children. You really feel for her. And that's also what makes it really engaging, is because we are absolutely interested in this character and we want everything to work out for her. And those are the 3 read-alikes I have for you today. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to the library's YouTube channel for more content. If you have any suggestions or questions, please go ahead and leave a comment. Or you can always get a hold of me at the library reference desk, which I'll leave a link to down below. Thank you so much for watching, and let's all get back to reading.